Hello and welcome to another episode of Wildness and Wellbeing. I'm Tim Jones and today I'm here with my friend Maxwell Burton, who is staying on a farm with me at the moment in Austria. Hey Maxwell, how's it going?
Hey Tim, it's going really well. I love that name. What is it? Wildness and
Well-being.
well-being. Oh, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. So I guess retracing your steps. I mean, where are you originally from?
I was born and raised in Arizona in the United States, and then I moved to Ohio within the United States, where I've been living for the past 15 years. I currently go to college at Ohio University down there. Yeah.
Nice. And what inspired you to basically start traveling?
So for this specific workaway trip, I would say it all started way back. I was maybe 10, 12. My family, they're teachers, right? So we would have the summers completely off. And so we would spend 3 months going on road trips all across the country, like 3 months at a time. We are sleeping outside under the like stars, under the trees, whatever, 3 months at a time. And just that sense of adventure was instilled in me from such a young age that an adventure like this is something I couldn't pass up, especially because my college afforded me opportunities to take an adventure like this, to seek self-exploration, and I really wanted to emphasize the nature and the wildness aspects of things, especially because I do want to incorporate environmental studies into my studies as well.
Beautiful. So where did you start when you kind of decided you were going to go on this adventure?
Oh, that is a good question. My mom was in Ecuador, and she was doing a yoga teacher training, as we talked about before. She was there for about a month, and she met all these amazing young people who had done Workaway and World Packers, and they had told her how amazing it was, and she told me about it, and I just fell in love with the idea because it makes traveling accessible, it makes it easy, and it's a true cultural experience, right? Like, how much more cultural do you get than living with a family in another country, helping them, working, doing the daily lives in that other country? And in exchange for that, you get a free place to stay and you get meals, right? So it's an easy, affordable way to travel and experience different cultures.
Beautiful. And how is this your first workaway you've done here?
Yeah, this is my very first one, and it's been absolutely incredible, as I'm sure you can see. I think you've been having fun doing the work here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. So on this farm, there's 22 sheep and a couple goats and stuff, and beautiful little glass house at the end of the garden to grow vegetables and stuff. And it's a really nice setting in the mountains. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So where is your next adventure? Where do you move on after this one?
So I'm going to Montauban, France, which is near the south of France, kind of close to Barcelona area, like that far south in France. And it's going to be working on a permaculture farm and some cows and pigs and ducks and chickens. I'm going to be taking care of them as well. But essentially, their whole goal is to be completely carbon neutral, carbon negative, even if they can, on their farm. So it's going to be a great way to learn how to utilize waste, utilize compost, start gardening. So I feel like here has been more of an emphasis on animal caretaking, right? Like the main jobs are taking care of the sheep, the goats, things like that. And there, I think the main goal is going to be growing vegetables. So I think that is going to be a great, well-rounded knowledge.
And you mentioned about kind of your studies at the moment. What subject are you actually studying at college?
So that's a good question. I am studying journalism right now. And after a couple years, I realized I was far too opinionated to be a true and unbiased journalist. And so I decided that I could take the writing and creative skills of that and combine that with an environmental studies degree, which is essentially just going to put me in a place where I can work in the corporate world, helping companies further their ESG or environmental goals, which is where I think our world needs the biggest change, right? These are the 1% companies that are making the most environmental damage. And so if you can start having them do a better job about their carbon footprint, I think that's where the change needs to be made.
And what do you want to kind of pick up from doing the workaways to kind of translate into this degree you're doing at the moment?
Absolutely. So what I would be doing, hopefully, I mean, this could all change at any moment, right? But hopefully in an ideal world, when I'm working at those corporations, I'm working more on the upper level of things, right? Let's say I'm an environmental lawyer or I'm a consultant at a company. I'm on the upper level of how they're managing their plants, how they're making things, and just their overall carbon footprint. So I wanted to showcase to these employers that I have on the ground knowledge of permaculture and sustainable practices, small things just like the way we compost here, the way that the EU utilizes their trash system is way different than the US. And these are small changes that companies can make. And these small on-the-ground changes is something that I think is going to be really beneficial for me personally and for these employers to see that I have a true passion for the environment.
Beautiful. And what would you say has been your biggest challenge on this individual farm, would you say?
Ooh, this individual farm. I would say when I first got here, it was definitely the time change. That was getting me so hard. Oh, man. This is a tough question because it's been a truly incredible experience. But you do get a sense of loneliness, especially as I'm a solo young traveler and I don't speak any German. And so when you walk to the next town or you're passing hikers by and you try to either just spark up a conversation, say hello, whatnot, sometimes they'll speak to you and you just have to be like, I'm sorry, I don't know German, and they don't know English, and you get this sense of loneliness, and that's my fault for not learning German. I'm in their culture, but that's probably been the toughest part of the travel thus far. And
what's been your highlight?
Oh, highlight. Man, it's hard to choose. I would say taking care of Pupsika. Pupsika was one of the sheeps. She was a disabled little sheep who had to be bottle fed when she was born, and she passed away about a week ago. But for the first 2-3 weeks of my stay, I was taking care of her every day, making sure she had food. She lived in a special location, had water every day, clean. Just you really grow close to an animal when you pick them out and take care of them, especially. So I would say just taking care of her was a great part of my experience.
Awesome. And after France, what's next?
Oh, man. Let's see. I'll just wrap up the rest of my trip. So Montauban, France. Then I'll be heading to London, England. I'm going to visit my family for a couple days. I'm going to go with my cousin to Bulgaria, which will be great. Then I'm meeting up with a friend back in Barcelona, and we're also going to go to Amsterdam. And then after Amsterdam, I head back to England. I'll be at Forest Row working kind of as another workaway, which will be kind of a private chef for a family that is wanting to go more vegetarian. So I'm a big foodie as well, and so I'm excited to make a bunch of meals for this family who's passionate about being vegetarian and growing their own vegetables, and in a place in the UK that is very aptable about all of this stuff. And so yeah, that'll be my last work away. Then I visit my nanny Caroline down in the south of England, and then I head home.
Nice. What are you packing with at the moment? What are you just on a backpack at the moment?
Yeah, I tried to pack as light as possible because I knew I'd be taking a lot of, EasyJet, Ryanair flights, and I didn't want to pay for the extra baggage. So anything, under 10 kilograms, and that can be smashed down under a seat. So, just your backpack type thing. I actually don't know how many liters it is, but bare minimum stuff. A couple things of clothes, a couple sweaters, a pair of work pants, and then I wear my boots with me because you can't really pack those.
Yeah. No, I know that too well. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me, Maxwell. Are you on social media at all? Is there anywhere people can follow you on and follow your adventures online?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty active on Instagram, and you can find a lot of my other social media accounts from there. So that's at MaxBurton13. Tim, this has been wonderful. I appreciate you doing this. This is so journalistic. It's fun to be on the other side of this for once, and I wish you luck in the best rest of your adventures as well.
Oh, thank you, Maxwell. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Wildness and Wellbeing. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like, share, and don't forget to subscribe too. And please feel free to leave a review as well if you can. And as always, if anyone's got any ideas or if anyone would like to be a guest on the show at some point in the future, feel free to drop me a line at hello@wildnessandwellbeing.com. I'll catch you all soon.